saw this on Twitter. It is the Mount Rushmore of game show hosts. Okay. And in the image right now, what people can see on the screen, if you're listening on the podcast, it's got Bob Barker, Pat Sajak, and Alex Trebek. And then it has one open spot on the Mount Rushmore of game show hosts. Chirizi, first, you agree with these three. And then who might be the fourth person in the Mount Rushmore of game show hosts?
These three are probably accurate, right? Like, I mean, Trebek, absolute awesome host.
Trebek's goated. He is goated. There's no question.
And Bob Barker. Bob Barker's fucking legend, man. Fucking legend. Pat Sajak,
little sexual salty with Barker, but you know, it's
Pat Sajak, they ended up saying it was consensual. I don't know.
The beauties. Beauties were okay. They didn't. Okay.
Sajak's a prick, but he's been on Wheel of Fortune forever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think
is he
he's
still
a
on
local
there?
guy too. No, I think he just retired. From the wheel. Yeah. He was. Teresa, he was still on there.
A lot of
recently, you know.
A lot of these guys are pieces of shit, though. Like what you got, Chuck Woolery, right? Like, I'll be back in 2 and 2.
Love the 2 and 2 thing. Yeah.
Was that Love Connection? Love Connection. All-time ridiculous show.
Yes.
Like, what a fucking insane way to do a show where you're just like, all right, we're gonna send two people out on a date, and then we're gonna have them each talk about it, and to a fucking national TV audience. And
I love it.
It's like, could you imagine doing that? Could you imagine actually participating in that?
No, I wouldn't want to be involved in any of this shit. I wouldn't want to be. I was watching, Love Is Blind. I would never want to be on one of them fucking shows, but they are entertaining. And the thing about Woolery too, Treasy, that era Woolery, the hair, he's real tan. If the chick was moderately hot, he's trying to hit right there. He's trying to get in with her, especially if the date didn't go well. Woolery's trying to get down James Brown with whoever the woman is on the show. You know, in the comments we got Mark Summers. That's doubled there, right? Did he have like a weird thing where he didn't want to? They had all that slime and shit. He was scared of it. He didn't want to touch it or something like that. He's kind of a strange guy. Regis, I thought about him. I thought about Regis because Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was huge when it came out, but it was a short window of being huge, though. That's the thing.
What about Richard Dawson, though?
That's someone else.
What about Richard Dawson? Someone have Richard Dawson? Hell
yeah. Taco Glader said you got to go with Richard Dawson. Yeah. Richard Dawson is Family Feud, right? Yeah. He would kiss all of the women. Shit, the one can't go up and give a kiss to every single woman on the thing.
I saw an interview with him where he said like he was like, this is too much. I'm gonna stop. And like the women on the show were like, why didn't you kiss me? What's wrong with me? And he's like, so I had to keep doing it. I actually just watched the thing. I was watching like the worst answers ever on game shows. Yeah. And Richard Dawson would just like stop in the middle, like they're doing like the end part where it's like there's a timed thing.
Yeah.
And he'd stop, he'd be like, stop the clock. And just like be like, what was that?
Yeah, that's a great era of that. Greg Miller says Louis Anderson, go fuck yourself.
What did Louis Anderson host? What am I missing?
Yeah, I forget what I remember he was hosting for a while, but I forget what that was not a big game show era for me. Drew Carey, people are saying in the comments. Merv Griffin, we got a little Merv Griffin action.
Yeah, I think someone said Wink Martindale too. That's a good
Wink
one.
Martindale. Yeah, I think that was HBIC had a little wink back here. Find that. Yeah, there it is. There's Wink or Mark. Yeah, on those guys.
Does Steve Harvey end up there? Does Steve Harvey get there?
Well, that's what I was wondering. I will occasionally watch Family Feud. Like at dinner, if I'm not got anything going on, we'll put Family Feud on. He's pretty funny. I mean, I think he's good at it. I think he does a good job there. This is a funny one from Jackie Treehorn. He says, Larry Zonka and Mike Adam.
Oh, I do like that. I do like the American Gladiators, baby. There's
only one spot available, though. How do you get them? You get them both in there or what?
Larry Zonka's nose knocks out. There's two. That takes up 2 spots just by himself.
Yeah, no question. Maloney says people love the Steve Harvey era of the feud. Yeah, I think it is pretty good. People are saying Chuck Barris. What's Chuck Barris? Oh, he's Gong Show. That's a
Okay.
little before my time. I don't remember that one. So
Yeah, I think like who did like the match? Was the match game or whatever?
Match
what they-
Game?
It's like
Yeah.
that's Steve. Oh man, I'm blanking. Like yeah, those 70s era are before our time. You know who's I don't know his name, and someone in the comments can help out. But the motherfucker that did Press Your Luck, that guy's got to be in the conversation because he did like 8 different shows. He did like 8 different
stop
shows.
on a whammy.
He was just kind of he was the utility player, so maybe he's not on the fucking. He's on the bench.
Jackie Treer says stump the Schwab. What about Howie Mandel? Didn't he do
He did that briefcase show.
Yeah, I was gonna say that game was really popular for a while too. Although I don't know if that one like those ones like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and that one didn't have the longevity, and so you don't put them in the same group there. You know, I'm not sure. John Carney says Gene Rayburn. Yeah, I mean I think it's like I think those 3 are locked. And I think what we're waiting on is a 4th goat to come along. I think what it is we don't have a 4th person to fill the Mount Rushmore of game show hosts. You got the 3 right here. This is the power trio. And who's going to be number 4? And I don't
Right. There's a huge bench. Right.
A huge bench.
All the people we've mentioned, Bob Eubanks,
yep.
You know, like the guys like that. So like there's a big bench, but like
Joe Rogan, Fear Factor. I mean, yeah. Secret. Well, obviously now they're coming with some good ones here that I totally forgot about. Baloney, Chris Hardwick, and Jenny McCarthy. Yes.
But none of those jump to the level of like they have the longevity and they did like so much for game shows. Like I don't know.
Chorizo, when you look at these 3, when you look at Trebek, Sajak, Bob Barker, who's the weakest of those 3 in your opinion?
Sajak.
You think it's it? I think it's Bob Barker actually.
Oh, no
I would go Barker. I think that Trebek is goated. I think that Drew Carey's been doing Price is Right for a while. He's kind of really good at. Sajak has been the only Wheel of Fortune, basically, right? He's been the only Wheel of Fortune guy. He's a little bit. He's a drunk too, right? There were some crazy stories about him and Vanna White just getting smashed like in between shows and stuff. Like I heard all kinds of crap. But that's what you got to look at. You got to look at whoever you think is the bottom one. Someone's got to get up basically to that level. I don't know if we're a society that watches game shows enough anymore to get anyone to that level.
Maybe we need to be. Maybe we need to get back to be in that society.
Game show is good.
We need to be game show people.
Yeah. I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments. But he says Barker is goated. Yeah, who is the like the weakest of these 3?
Who's the strongest? It's got to be Trebek, right?
I think it's Trebek. I would go Trebek. Trebek 1 for me. Sajak 2. Bob Barker 3 would be my ranking of the game show hosts. K-Dog's right. He just during Peak Millionaire. Yeah, see, that was enormous at the time, and everyone was watching it, right? That was back before all this inflation when $1 million was actually worth something. Now, I mean, it would be 100 millionaire, and then we would everyone to pay attention. But right now,
if you want $1 million on a game show right now, the first tweet we would get from anybody who won a fucking $1 million on a game show right now is like, I can't believe how many fucking taxes I got to pay on this $1 million.
Exactly. Don't even got enough to pay off my home.
I will say, Millionaire had some great moments too. Like that motherfucker that called his dad. It's like, I don't need your help. I just want to call you to let you know I'm about to win $1 million. That's a real motherfucker right there.
Greg Miller asked, do hosts of talent shows count like Simon Cowell? See, I think that stuff is in its own category and it's not a game show per se. And so I wouldn't put them on here, but yeah. So I don't know. I think it's still open.
We're putting Lionel Richie up there, but he's got to be the bust of Lionel Richie that he hates from the blind woman.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. His book, he fucking hates that thing with a passion. So, all right, game show host. I like.
I mean, I think there's some good utility there. I think we need to have a vote. I think we need to have maybe a game show vote.
Yeah, maybe it's the blog. Maybe we figure this out. Well, it's not going to be 108 tourney, but maybe there's a game show host tournament to figure out.
There's at least a poll. We come up with is it Woolery, Eubanks, or Steve Harvey? What are we going? Richard Dawson?